Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm gonna talk about how you're gonna make beef tallow. Alright, so I have here some fat from brisket trimmings that I separated. One is already ground up, as you can see from the last video. This one, I just diced it up into like this size, like a 1 to 2 inch cubes. This is what I used to do before I had a grinder. I want to show you the difference and how much tallow this fat can make. They're about the same weight. Let's see. This one is 5.96, just under 6 pounds. And this other one is 5.98, just under 6 pounds. So what I'm gonna do is put the tallow in the oven at about 300 degrees for about, it depends, maybe 4, 5, or 6 hours until it all renders down into oil texture. You can also do it in the smoker, you know, when you're cooking brisket or something. But I don't like that. It's kind of messy. It gets your pan into dirty like this. It's hard to clean. And I don't see the difference putting it in the oven and the smoker. A little bit smokier taste in the oven, but the oven is the best way to render beef fat into tallow. So I have an oven here ready at 300 degrees. I'm just gonna pop it in. Okay, I have my oven ready, heated up at 300 degrees. We're just gonna pop it in. I'm gonna check in about an hour and give it a good stir so it doesn't stick into the pan. Alright, it's about an hour now. Let's see how it's going. Alright, getting some color here. And you just want to stir it up so it doesn't stick to the side of the pan. And the ground one is also bubbling here a little bit. As you can see, some oil there is rendered. And just stir it around so it doesn't stick. And let it go. And we'll check back maybe in another hour. Y'all, it's about the 2-hour mark right now. Let's give it a check. Rendering on this one, and this one renders just a little bit more. You can see there the oil is forming. Just keep on stirring it. And let it go. And check back another half or hour or so. So we just passed the 4-hour mark, y'all. Let's see how it goes. Alrighty, here we go. Some tallow has been rendering here, but you can see the white color on the fat. I mean, there's still ways to go. This one, it's more done, more browning, still a little bit of white. But it's going good. Just gotta let it go a little bit more. We'll come back. Alright y'all, this is about 6 hours later. I have to bump up the temp to 350 to speed things up, and I think it's about that now. Yeah, so it's done. I'm just gonna take them out. Here. This one over here. Okay, so you know when it's done, when all the fat has turned into this brown color, turned into like a crackling texture right here, and you see the oil is kind of like frying it. And this one too, you see it's a bigger chunk, but this is when you know it's done. Like this type of color and the texture, kind of like fried fat, crackling type of shape. Alright, so what I'm gonna do now, I'm gonna strain it later, but now I try to just take these fried fat, crackling, and separate it. You can leave it on there and strain it right away, but it's kind of hard for me. I think it's less messy when you do it this way. Alright, as you can see, these are the tallow remaining from the two pans. I gotta say they're about the same amount. We'll find out later how much they weigh. Alright, so now I'm gonna strain the tallow using like a strainer here and a cheesecloth to double it up. And what I do is just put another pan down below and leave this over here. And this thing is cooled down a little bit. And I'm just gonna slowly pour it into the strainer. Alright, as you can see, it's easier to strain when there's when you took out the crackling, like what I did earlier, so it doesn't fall down into the strainer, and it's an easy pour like that. Alright, put this away. So you're left with, this is just a strained beef tallow from the diced one. And now I'm gonna strain the ground up tallow, ground up beef fat on another pan. Alright, this is the tallow from the ground up fat. I'm gonna strain it into the same strainer with the cheesecloth. Alright, gonna let that drip a little bit, and then I'm gonna weigh both of the pans, see which one yields more tallow. Alright guys, this is the final outcome of the beef tallow. This is from the diced up one. This is the unrendered fat, the crackling. As you can see, look at this texture. See, it's like a crispy chicharrones type of things, you know. And then this is the tallow from the ground up one. So I want to see which one yields more. Let's find out. All right, let's weigh the diced up one. 2.68 pounds. All right, 2.68. Let's weigh the ground up one. 2.8. Okay. Well, I'm kind of surprised, to be honest. I thought the ground up fat will yield way more tallow than the diced up one, but it's just about the same. Actually, that's a good sign. And I'm just gonna measure how much this is. This is about 3.44. Okay, so 3.44 plus 2.68 plus 2.8, I want to say 8.9 something, just a little under 9 pounds. We started off with total of just under 12 pounds of fat, and we yield 2.68 and 2.8 rendered beef tallow. So encouraging sign is you really don't need a grinder to make beef tallow. You could just dice up the fat and just put it in the oven and render it. But if you do have a meat grinder, you can grind the tallow when you're also grinding the meat portion of the brisket trimming, and it's easier outcome. What I do next is transfer the rendered tallow into mason jars like these. This is 32 ounce or a quart size mason jar. This is a 16 ounce or a pint. And yeah, just pour it straight into it. So this is about 32 ounce, a quart size. This is a 16 ounce. And it will look something like this when it's hardened and you chill it in the fridge or freezer. You don't need to put it in the freezer. Fridge is fine. This will last a long time. There are many uses of tallow, and that could be another video. But yeah, so that's what it is. What you do with your brisket fat, make it into tallow. So thank you for tuning in, and I appreciate you watching. Click the subscribe button if you haven't, the notification bell, and you'll be notified when there's new video out. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'll see you next time.